wanted to talk about the Razzies, which is a parody of the Oscars. With 2024, I was curious what, in their opinion, was the worst movie of 2024 with such a big load of them. It got me thinking, what movies were so bad but did not get a worst movie nomination? I found 3 movies that are god-awful, loved by absolutely nobody, and they got low scores on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, number 3 is Nutcracker in 3D. How do I explain this movie? It's the basic Nutcracker story. A little girl gets a present and it's a Nutcracker, and she gets it from her uncle who happens to be Albert Einstein. The Nutcracker comes to life and the Nutcracker looks horrifying. It looks disturbing. I've looked on Google Images. I cannot find a Nutcracker that looks anything like him. He's got that weird circle. His jaw unhinges. It's like this thing. It just goes like that. His eyes are like freaking soulless. Most of it is run-of-the-mill bad movie, bad acting, very weird-looking CGI. Don't have any ballet dancing, which I'm not a big ballet fan, so I don't really care, but it's based on a ballet. Don't you think they should have ballet dancing? I read somewhere that the director claimed that ballet dancing doesn't work in movies, which, why would it not work in movies? But hey, you know what'd be really embarrassing? If a ballet movie came out just 9 days after the Nutcracker released, and it got critical reception and a decent penny at the box office. That would be absolutely embarrassing. I just remembered that it had one little part. It's so they have fucking Nazis. The director wanted this movie to be an allegory for World War II and the Holocaust. 2 major reasons why it doesn't work in this. One, World War II and the Holocaust. 2 of the darkest and most depressing and tragic events in all of human history, and you put it in the Nutcracker. Singing, dancing, all this. What the fuck? What were they thinking? And second, an allegory by definition is a story that has a hidden message. Granted, most metaphors are more obvious than others, but even the slightly worse ones, they're not in your face about it. It's just having the rats obviously look like stormtroopers, and the Rat King, his plan is to gather up all the toys and burn them down. By making the rats look like stormtroopers and having the Rat King's evil plan be an obvious reflection of the Holocaust, you A, go against what an allegory and a metaphor is, and B, you insult the intelligence of your audience because you felt the need to make it obvious for them. Imagine in the original Godzilla from 1950, instead of this giant lizard monster dragon demon, it's a fucking nuke with legs. So yeah, this movie is extremely weird. The Garbage Pail Kids was based off this card game from the 80s that was pretty popular back in the day. One thing that a lot of people bring up when they talk about this movie is the weird relationship the lead kid, Dodger, has with the girl. Tangerine appears to be a lot older than Dodger, so a lot of people say like, oh, that's really creepy, this kid is dating a woman, but they're actually the same age. The actress that played Tangerine was 15 years old. Dodger was 14 at the time. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing creepy about them dating. Now, the fact that Tangerine is 15 years old at the time, and she's driving, she's wearing very sexualized clothes, and she has her own apartment, you can be incredibly creeped out. You're welcome. To describe the Garbage Pail Kids, all of them has a quirk. They don't have personality, they just have quirks. One farts, one pisses, one's an alligator, one's from New York. Okay, keep in mind, this movie is made for kids. I want you to go to Google and look up the Garbage Pail Kids movie and look at the nutshell. Pretty freaking weird, right? Look, I'm not saying kids' movies can't be gross or edgy or whatever, but you gotta have a line you gotta keep in mind. There's the New York one has a knife. For some reason, the alligator one has a box of eyeballs. So, Garbage Pail Kids was just gross. Okay, number 1. Dragon Ball Evolution. How the fuck did... One of the biggest jokes that people say is, oh, the director and all them, they probably just looked up Wikipedia or something. But I'm not a Dragon Ball fan. All of my knowledge about Dragon Ball come from reading fandom articles or talking to my friends that love the show or seeing some YouTube clips. I am not a Dragon Ball expert. I feel like I have a slightly better understanding of the characters than the people who made the movie. And they were fans of it, or so they claim to be. Goku, who's the super prodigy. God, he is so freaking boring. He's absolutely nothing like Goku. He's kind of a dickhead. They call this airbending? Which, how do you get those two mixed up? It's just a very boring movie. I've never heard anybody say that Dragon Ball Evolution is good. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about.
Peace out, bitch!